Will trading still be around in 10 years? So, welcome to the Traders Improve podcast. My name is Rolf and I am the co-founder of Tradeciety.com and also edgewonk.com. And I've been trading for over 13 years. And in this podcast, I talk about different concepts regards to trading and just general things that interest me. And first of all, thank you so much for the nice feedback that you always keep sending my way. And it's very motivating to see that this podcast is actually something that people appreciate, that is maybe even helpful. So yeah, if you find this helpful, don't hesitate. Send me your feedback. It is very motivating to hear, and I always appreciate that. And the question today is something that I think I've addressed before in another podcast, but I think in general, this is a very foundational question because many people come to me and say, hey, I'm interested in trading, or I've been trading for a few months, but I'm worried that trading may go away. And what is your thought about that? And to be honest, I don't think people really want to know the answer. Will trading still be around? The problem is that the underlying problem is that what does this question or what does asking this question reveal? Because it shows you that the people are not ready to fully commit. There's still doubt in the back of their minds that trading may not be for them, because I've mentored many hundreds of traders, and the best ones that I've mentored, the best ones that have seen the greatest results, they just have a huge passion for trading, a very big interest, and they don't worry about whether trading will go away in 10 years or what may happen in 5 years and what is going to happen in 20 years. They just have such a huge passion and they're just so interested in trading, and they find it fascinating that they don't have even time. It doesn't even cross their minds. They just want to trade. They just want to learn about trading. They want to master the concepts. They research about technical analysis. They get into fundamentals. They get into algorithmic trading. They talk about how to become better as a trader. They work on themselves to become a better trader. So if you ask this question, it's already quite a big red flag, because it shows that you may not have what it takes. You may not have the passion and the interest that is required to make it as a trader, because trading is very difficult. It's very hard. It's a very big challenge. And if you're hesitating, if it's not something that you truly enjoy, then it may not be for you. In my last or the podcast before that, I talked about, I think the podcast title was what I learned making 69 million US dollar. And I was talking about a story about Beeple, and many people resonated with the point where Beeple is seemingly not driven by money. And even after he sold his NFT for 69 million US dollar, he would still show up every single day after that, not disrupt his streak, and still put out art every single day without fail. And it shows that it's not, for him, it's not about just cashing out. Art isn't something that he got in to just become rich and famous. Art is something that he really is interested in, that he's really passionate for. And such a passion and such an interest and such a fascination will help you push through the hard times. So if you ask yourself this question, is trading still around in 10 years? It can show that trading is, or you may not ready, and trading is not something that is really that interesting to you. You could say that this question is always used or often used as an excuse to not fully commit, because in the back of your mind or in the mind of the people asking this question, there's always this thought that trading may go away and I'm going to waste my time that I'm putting in now, and it's not going to yield anything and it's not going to lead to anywhere. And so you're not really fully committing because you're always subconsciously thinking that this is all a waste of time. However, there are 2 points which are very important. First of all, I personally don't think that trading will go away. Maybe the current form that trading is may change, which is not very unlikely. It would be much more likely to assume that trading in this form will stay around forever, because in the last 20, 30, 40 years, trading has always changed. A few decades ago, there were no computers, there were not even telephones, and you had to go to one of those bucket shops to place your trades, and you would just see a ticker, if there was even a ticker. And then afterwards the phone came, the telephone came, and then afterwards computers came, and then the internet came. So always trading is undergoing a change. However, I think that, and I've seen it in myself, and I've seen it in the traders that I mentored and successful traders that I talked to, they all on their way to becoming profitable professional traders. They're all acquiring skills which are worthwhile acquiring even outside of trading. And so trading cannot be seen in a vacuum, because what it takes to become a trader is you need to learn to become disciplined. You need to learn to discipline yourself. You need to learn to organize yourself. You need to be organized. You need to put in the time. You need to put in the effort, even when nobody is telling you what to do. So you need to learn to take full responsibility for your actions, for your losses, for your failures. And you need to learn to develop patience. And patience is very important in all areas of life, not only in trading. Whatever meaningful you want to achieve in life, whatever challenge you come across, patience and applying patience and being patient is always one of the cornerstones of everything that has to do with becoming better. And also you need to learn how to learn. So I studied in university. I got my master's in business and economics, and I have not used, maybe I've used like 10% of what I've learned. No, maybe 5%, maybe not even 5%. However, what I've learned during my university studies is all of those things. I learned to learn. I learned to take full responsibility, because in university, nobody give a damn about whether I would actually learn my stuff, whether I would do well on my exams. It's totally up to me. The professors didn't care if I sat at home and learned, or if I just went to the bars and got drunk. Nobody cared how I carried myself. So even though I don't think that the content that I learned in university is very valuable, or at least for me, I think everything else, I wouldn't miss it for the world. And all of those things that I learned, those meta skills, I think is what you call it, those are the things that I credit to my, maybe it's a little bit cringy to say it, but not the level of success, but how far I have come from where I started. Those are the things that really helped me to get to where I am today. And then you can do, and you can use those things that you learn to apply to other things. So I started getting into art like 1.5 years ago, and I can apply those exact same things that I've learned in my university, which I then apply to my trading, which I'm now applying to art or other things. And it's helping me to become, or to make progress much, much faster. When I was in university and I was for the first time in my life really self-reliant, it was a huge mindset shift, because it's the first time that I actually had to do those things on my own. However, once I then got to trading, I was facing the same issues, the same challenges. And this time it was a little bit faster and it was a little bit easier for me, because I had already undergone and gone through all of those things during my university studies. And now, since I'm learning a new skill and trying to get into a new field, I can apply a lot of those lessons once again. And it's helping me make progress faster. So even though if trading would completely disappear in 5 years, the skills that I have learned in that time would still make it a very worthwhile investment. And I would never see it as a waste of time. And another thing, I briefly hinted that it is not very unlikely to estimate that trading in its current form will probably change. And trading, we have it as it is today, it's probably not going to be the same trading that we're going to engage in 5 years or 10 years down the road. However, the great thing is that if you are in trading right now, or if you get into trading right now, and it does change in 10 years, you are going to be among the first people who are witnessing this change. For example, if you would have been trading 15 years ago, 10 years ago, you may have maybe heard about cryptocurrencies as one of the first ones, because obviously when Bitcoin was trading in single digit, when Ethereum was trading in a few cents, the mainstream, nobody has heard about it. And who heard about it except for the crypto nerds? Probably people who are interested in financial markets, in currencies, in trading. So what I want to say is that if you are in trading right now, or if you get started in trading right now, and then in 5 years, in 10 years, a new technology is going to come around, you may be one or among the first people who will have exposure to that. And then you will have potentially such a huge advantage over the rest that this could potentially change pretty much everything. And you would have such a huge advantage that you don't even know where this is going to take you. So I think looking at trading or becoming better as a trader from such a perspective, from such an angle, can help you actually enjoy trading much, much more. It can also help you reduce a lot of those mental barriers, those blocks that may be keeping you from making progress, or maybe even really fully committing because you're always fearing that this is just a waste of time. So I hope this helps you look at this topic a little bit in a different view. If you're watching this in YouTube, leave a comment and let me know what you think. And if you're consuming this on as a podcast, if you're doing it on Apple iTunes, for example, make sure to leave a review. We only have like 19 reviews there, so I'm pretty sure more than 19 people listen to that on iTunes. So help me out, support this podcast, and leave a review. And I look forward to reading it, and then you will hear from me in the next podcast.